Cover your eyes, see what's outside. Eventually we'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I defy? And what if I could see you like I saw you the whole time? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. You'll never be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if what if I believe you? What if go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you Do you know how much I cry when you're not around?
Welcome to Whiskeyville_TV as practice is underway. In about 5 seconds, that will all end. As drivers, this is a fixed setup league. They get their muscle memory just set right there. Their steering just right. And practice is going to wave. The checkered flag is going to wave for the WarHorse DIRTcar series presented by Diggs by Dirt One Racing. This was Whiskeyville_TV. Much appreciate everyone for joining in here tonight. As one of my favorite leagues for the late models are all about to take action at this bull ring of a racetrack we all call Limaland. A little bit of race info is up there on your screen right now. Limaland Motorsports Park, track length is 0.27 miles. Altitude 2,661, City Lima. A little humid out there with a 42%. Daytime racing here at Limaland Motorsports Park. As we get ready to rock and roll for heat race number 1, here's the points. Here's the top 5 in points right now. Brandon Freeberg is winning the championship points, and he is going to be starting on that top spot here for heat race number 1. You have Travis Sinclair in second in the championship points. He's starting on the outside of the front row in heat number 1. Paul, then you have Kyler, then you have Desmond, and that's going to be the top 5 as of right now. So as we get the music up, the engine volume is just right. Sorry about the scratchiness. We're going to be stacked up and packed up. Small bull ring racetrack. Dirt late models, 10 laps, top 4 advances. I believe everybody will make the A-main show here tonight. So you have Travis Sinclair, Brandon Freeberg, Chris Cox, Randy Reeser, Jacob Cook, John Derby, and Joy Nix rounding out the field. And here we go for the first 10 laps. Brandon Freeberg going to lead the first 3 laps. Travis Sinclair trying to hold back Chris Cox. Chris Cox machine looks like it is hooked up here at 9 on lap number 3. So he works that middle side part of the racetrack. Randy Reeser is inside that final spot. Top 4 does advance. John Derby outside looking in there in that 00 machine. You have Joy Nix and Jacob Cook. Battle for second place with Chris Cox and Travis Sinclair. They make a little contact, and Travis is still trying to work on the outside. Chris Cox working down the bottom side part of the racetrack, slides up there in the apex of the corner. They're going to swap spots right there. I thought they may have made a little bit of contact as they were swapping. Freeberg still working that bottom side part of the racetrack. Looks like a race leader trying to diamond cut off of these corners. At least in turns 1 and 2 that last lap, as he hits lap 7 of 10 now. All the way to the inside tires, almost clipped him. Battle for the P4 spot now. Randy Reeser and John Derby, they're going to mess around. John Derby looks to the inside, almost gets to the driver's side door. He is to the driver's side door now, side by side. Come out of turn in number 2. John Derby dives right back down to the bottom side, trying to find some grip. Randy Reeser not going to give out without a fight. He goes to the high side, and John Derby, will he try to complete a slide job? No, leaves 1 lane up there for that high side of that 28 machine of Randy Reeser. White, the flag is going to wave this time by one more time around for Brandon Freeberg, Travis Sinclair, P2. As we watch John Derby and Randy Reeser battle it out for this last and final transfer spot. Derby, he slides high in the apex. Randy Reeser could not do anything with it. Checker flag waves, and he smashes into the outside wall, and chaos ensues. But Brandon Freeberg led all of 10 laps of that thing. Brandon Freeberg leading the championship points with Travis Sinclair there in second place. And man, heat race number 1 results. There they are. Brandon Freeberg, Travis Sinclair, Chris Cox, John Derby, Randy Reeser, Joy Nix from the great state of Texas, and then Jacob Cook. Here's a grid for heat race number 2. Michael Blessing, the 001 car, Rocket Racing Setups. He'll be on pole with James Clausen, the number 29 machine, driver out of the Midwest. Michael Wooden, the 16 car. He'll be starting on the inside of the third row. Joey Reeder to the outside of the second row, driving from the Midwest, the 011 car. You have Paul back there, driver out of Georgia. He'll be P5. And then Michael Kennedy from the Bucky State, the cleanest bathrooms around the great state of Texas. He'll be rounding out the field there in that P6 spot there in the number 98 as a green flag is going to wave, and we're going to shimmy and shive down in the turn at number 1. 18 machine, Michael Wooden, he found himself right smack down at 3 wide, and he is still 3 wide. Michael Wooden is falling back quite quickly now. Remember, the WarHorse DIRTcar series does not have a qualifying session. It is all random heat draws, which makes it fun. 3 wide action with Michael Kennedy right in the middle part of the racetrack, trying to stay off of everybody. The 18 machine, hold on to it, kid. Michael Wooden looking a little bit loose coming off these corners, trying to get that dirt late model turn. He is about to have a turn, and there he goes. Michael Kennedy moves on up. Joey Reeder moves on up. Paul Hollander, he's already moved up 2 spots there in the number 8 machine. Paul sitting back in third in points right now. Just 1 point behind the second place of Travis Sinclair. And Paul's going to put that right rear tire next to the outside wall. And he is trying to make some moves on the outside of Michael Blessing. Michael's still leading that outside part of the racetrack up, wondering if any of these guys are going to try to take away Paul's line. Last lap times are up there on your screen right now. The 29 machine, James Clausen, he's trying to run away with it. James still matching Paul's lap time, that last lap. As here we go, coming across the line. That will update. We'll see how that all fans out. 13.0 for a race leader, a 12.8 and a 12.8 for the second and third place driver. So the 29 machine slowly falling off the pace here. Michael and Paul slowly catching up now. They are absolutely getting to his back bumper. Michael Blessing tries to look to the inside. Nothing there that time. By down into turns 3 and 4. James slides up the racetrack a slight bit. He's running that middle part of the racetrack. Michael Blessing dedicated down all the way down to the inside tires. Paul tries to take the inside lane as well, trying to find a little bit of speed. White flag waves last time off at turn 4. And the 29 machine of James Clausen is going to hold off Michael and Paul for that top spot. Joey Reeder P4, Michael Kennedy 5th place, and then you have Michael Wooden, the number 18 machine, rounding out the race field for heat race number 2.
You can say anything you like. What if I believed you? What if I could go on, give it your all tonight? You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away.
Here's going to be the lineup for the heat race number 3 for the WarHorse DIRTcar series. Jamie Gilpin, Rocket Esports. The number 1, the double 1 machine, number 11. That's a lot easier to say. He'll be on pole with Jason Korn to his outside. Making up the second row is going to be Scooter Black. Then Kyler Bruce to the outside. Colton Will at the 225 machine, driving out of Illinois. We're making up that P5. Then you have Devin Nelson, the number 6 machine, rounding out the race field for this last and final heat race number 3. So stacked up, packed up, Limaland Bull Ring. Not a caution yet. No wrecks yet. We'll see if we can finish off heat race number 3 nice and clean with some hardcore racing. And check out this outside view here at Limaland Motorsports Park. 3 wide action there behind him, and I just messed up the camera screens, and we're still all going straight. Gilpin still leading. Korn's going to try to hold to second place all the way up to the outside wall. The 31 machine of Kyla Bruce. trying to get to the inside of him. Kyler Bruce almost trying to do the slide job. It wasn't clear. He had to check out of it, and he's still going to be side by side with Jason Korn down turns 3 and 4. Devin Nelson, the number 6 machine, has a complete roadblock right in front of him. Inside the cockpit mode of Devin Nelson now, as he works around turns 3 and 4, trying to find a little bit of grip around this place. Jason Korn still to the high side. And look at that slide job there in front of him. All sorts of racing action. Jamie Gilpin still trying to lead this thing. But, man, we have a good race for the second spot. Back in 4th place, still Jason Korn, Colton Willett, P5, and then Scooter Black rounding out the race field there in the number 5 machine as he gets a little loose, almost taps the outside wall. But back up front we go. Gilpin has stretched his lead out just a slight bit, but we have a new runner here in 2nd place, and that's Kyler Bruce. Kyler Bruce sitting P4 in the championship points, and he is having a very good heat race number 3 to set himself up for the Mac Daddy Show. If he can finish there in that 2nd spot, that'd be very good for that driver. 6th place, Devin Nelson. Sorry, 3rd place, Devin Nelson. They're the number 6 machine. All just single filed out. Throw a blanket over the top 3. And then you have Jason Korn back here in the 4th spot, just trying to buy his time. White flag is out here at Limaland Motorsports Park. And the 31 machine of Kyler Bruce all over the back bumper of Jamie Gilpin. Bruce down to the bottom side. Final time. White flag in turns 3 and 4. Side by side. Come out of turn 4 and give it to Gilpin. Jamie Gilpin was able to hold off the thundering herd of Kyler Bruce, and he has led all 10 laps there in that final heat race, and I'm sure he is pumped up and ready to go for the Mac Daddy Show. As the warm-up is over, they throw a checker flag, and we're going daytime racing.
Tonight, oh. That's not it.
19 machines are going to make the start here tonight. Everybody making the A-Main show. 19 cars, and man, we have a very good championship points lead. Battle all shaken out. There it is up there on your screen. Brandon Freeberg, 93 points total. Travis Sinclair has 86. Paul Hollander has 85 points. You have Kyler Bruce and then Desmond, which I don't see Desmond here tonight. Regardless, Desmond is sitting there in that P5 spot with 74, so a lot of just by 1 point. That's all separates 2nd place and 4th place. So we get ready to rock and roll with the Mac Daddy Show. And it's time to go Mac Daddy racing for the WarHorse DIRTcar Series. Brandon Freeberg, the 171 machine. He'll be on pole with Jamie Clausen to the outside. Jamie Gilpin will be making up the 2nd row with Travis Sinclair to his outside. 3rd row, give it to Michael Blessing and then Kyler Bruce. 4th row, Chris Cox, Paul Hollander. 5th row is going to be Devin Nelson and John Derby, Joey Reeder and Jason Korn. 13th, Randy Reeser, Michael Kennedy, Colton Willett, Jory Nix, Michael Wooden, Scooter Black, then Jacob Cook, rounding out the show. Stacked up, packed up, hammer down, green flag out, 75 laps around Limaland Speedway. A little bit of up-close racing action, and oh man, the number 8 machine, he gets turned. Yellow flag's on a wave on lap number 4. Looks like Joey Reeder was involved in one of those wrecks. Yellow flag waves. I got Paul and Joey Reeder showing red up on the program. Short track racing. These yellow flags will go by quick. So here we go. Paul, the number 8 machine. Watch him down to the bottom side part of the racetrack. The all-black machine. Oh, my goodness. Stacked up there in front of him. Joey Reeder came barreling in. Could not get woed up enough, and that's how that thing worked. Brandon Freeberg's still going to be a race leader. We're going to stack him up and back him up. We're going to do a little bit more shimmy and shiving down into turn in number 1 as they diamond cut off of turn 4. Green flag is going away for Freeberg. Freeberg goes straight to the high side, tries to rip the lip, puts that right rear tire right on the cushion side, part of the racetrack. Right rear tire next to the outside wall, and that thing looks like it's completely hooked up, and he's going to be a very hard driver to beat here tonight. As we have more chaos way back here in the back part of the racetrack. And now the number 6 machine of Devin Nelson. Teammates, oh my goodness, this car is so messed up. He just flipped on the hood, and man, now he has to grab a tow. So Devin Nelson and the number 8 machine, the exact same paint schemes. They both got into back-to-back wrecks. Early cautions here at Limaland Motorsports Park for the WarHorse DIRTcar Series. Randy Reeser showing red. We'll see what happened to the number 28 guy. Oh, man. Devin Nelson smashes the outside wall, and then Randy Reeser had absolutely nowhere to go. Try to avoid him. There was cars all the way to his inside as well, and that's how that all shook up. So as he waits for the tow, everyone else trying to catch the back part of the racetrack. Here's the outside view. Man, if we can go green flag racing for the next 70 laps, catch some lap traffic, this will be interesting as the track is starting to slick up now. Back under green, and Freeberg goes straight back to the high side, and 3 wide for second place. 3 wide salute down the backstretch, and we are still 3 wide in turns 3 and 4 now. The 29 machine of James Clausen, he has found himself sandwiched right smack down in the middle part of the racetrack, 4 wide for a slight bit. James Clausen, he is in a tough spot, a tight spot as of right now. He is trying to slip and slide, slice and dice through all this traffic, and now he has finally made himself down to the bottom side part of the racetrack. James Clausen, and it's some very tight spots. Now he has the number 1 machine to his outside. That's going to be Michael Blessing as they work side by side coming out of turn 4. The 13 machine, Travis Sinclair, the driver that's sitting in second place in the championship points right now for the WarHorse DIRTcar Series. He wants no part of that bottom side. He goes straight to the high side part of the racetrack. And the 13 machine is making that high side work for that dirt late model. Next up on his list is John Derby. Derby down to the bottom side with Chris Cox right there in front of him as we work lap 11 of 75 now. Brandon Freeberg, our race leader, he's down to the bottom side part of the racetrack as well. Last lap times up there on your screen, and we have contact, and they straightened each other out, though. Chris Cox got a little bit turned, almost wrecked. We're still almost wrecking. Controlled chaos. Out there on the raceway, green flag still waves. 29 machine smashes the outside wall. 3 wide, 4 wide, all the way around this track, and we are all racing for this 5th spot now. Last lap times, look at that. Brandon Freeberg with a 13.1. Travis Sinclair, a 13.0. So we have a complete mess on our hands all for this 5th or this 4th place spot. Number 11 and Jamie Gilpin, very good heat race. He sits there in that 4th spot, minding his own business next to the outside wall. Lap 15 of 75 now. We'll work lap 16 of 75, 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Jamie Gilpin trying to work the outside of Chris Cox now. Chris Cox having a very good run for himself down to the bottom side part of the racetrack here at Limaland Motorsports Park. Chris Cox, last week did not have the best of lucks. Had a very good night, but when the A main started, his luck just completely fell apart. We'll see if this changes for the A main show here tonight. Chris Cox needs a good run, and right now he's battling out for that 3rd spot. The gap for our race lead, Travis Sinclair, 2.5 seconds is the gap between Brandon Freeberg and Travis Sinclair. Once again, Freeberg is a championship points leader as of right now as he works lap traffic. The 18 machine of Michael Wooden tries to stay out of the way. He goes to the high side. Travis Sinclair, he's sitting in 2nd place in the championship points. So definitely needs to get in front of Freeberg and try to win this thing. Working on our way down the list, Jamie Gilpin, P3. Chris Cox moves to the high side. He's sitting P4 and 5 with Michael Blessing sitting there in that 4th or 5th spot now. Kyler Bruce sitting in the 4th place in the championship points. He's running back in the 6th place now. James Clausen back in 7th. You have Jason Korn in 8th place. You have Paul Hollander. He's back in 8th place after early caution for that machine, a early wreck. John Derby back in 9th place. 10th place now. Michael Kennedy 11th. Jory Nix, Jacob Cook, Joey Reeder. Falling back a slight bit. He's lost 3 spots ever since the initial green flag is waved. You have Scooter Black in P15, Colton Willett, and then Michael Wooden is the first car a lap down. So back up front we go. Brandon Freeberg still holding on to that 2.5 second lead. But goodness gracious, he has a lot of lap cars there in front of him. 16th place of Colton Willett, the 225 machine. He's next up on the list. Right in front of that is Scooter Black and Joey Reeder. All 3 drivers might be going a lap down. Pressure is on. 2nd place down the backstretch, Jamie Gilpin. Very good run. He started there in 3rd place. He's holding down 3rd place as of right now. Behind that, it is absolute chaos. 4th place on back. James Clausen, he is sitting there in that 4th place with Jason Korn, Chris Cox, all of them 3 wide down into turn number 3. 3 wide for a slight bit. Did not hold very good. Chris Cox is slowly starting to slip back now. Michael Blessing has not moved off that bottom side part of the racetrack all night long as we work lap 29 of 75. Kind of curious though. Slowly starting to fall back now. Michael Blessing has already lost 3 spots here in the Mac Daddy show, and he has some more lap traffic there in front of him. And look at the gap up there for the race lead. It was a 2.5. It is now a 1.8 as our race leader, Brandon Freeberg, tries to work lap traffic. Travis Sinclair, he'll have to take advantage of this lap traffic and get around him as quick as he possibly can as Brandon Freeberg now moves there to the high side part of the racetrack. He gets around Colton Willett and Scooter Black. Travis Sinclair follows in hot pursuit next to the outside wall as well. Lap cars were running the bottom side part of the racetrack. Now Colton Willett, the lap car, moves to the high side part of the racetrack. Still Swift swapping. Oh no, we may have contact. Big time contact. One car on top of the other. The 29 machine of James Clausen. Caution is going to wave on lap 33 of 75. Caution for the 2nd and 3rd time of the night is going to wave with 9 minutes and 44 seconds into this A main show. James Clausen was on top of another machine for a good 5 seconds or so. Caution finally going to wave as a battle for the top spot was getting good. '29 machine smashes the outside wall, and then, man, don't know exactly. The 82 machine of Jason Korn had absolutely nowhere to go, and, man, they just landed right on top of each other. So back to live mode, back to race mode. We're going to double them up, stack them up, pack them up, and, man, what a race we're going to have for this top spot here very soon. Brandon Freeberg has led all 34 laps. Travis Sinclair, though, that machine has absolutely came alive here tonight. As the pace truck's lights are off, we'll be going green flag racing this time by as they throw an extra caution flag. track map will be going off. Top 17 are still on the lead lap. 18th place on Downer is down a lap. So here we go. We're about to go back to A-Main Racing. Brandon Freeberg has the race lead, had a very good restart. Travis Sinclair had an okay restart regardless. Freeberg a half a second lead, but Travis Sinclair not letting that gap grow, and actually it's slowly starting to close now. Best lap time is up there on your race screen. James Kloss on the 29 machine has a quickest lap time with a 12.942. Jason Corns found himself there in third place. He has moved up 9 spots here in the Mac Daddy show for the 82 machine. Jason Corn kind of having a quiet night. Haven't talked too much about this 82 machine besides that last caution. But man, his car, I thought it may have a little bit of damage. But that thing looks good. And no, Paul Hollerlander gets spun around once again. And we have a huge time stack up here on the backstretch. 4, 5, 7 cars in that one. One guy upside down. That's going to be Jamie Gilpin upside down. So chaos on lap 40. Just over the halfway point. And Paul, he was needing a good night here tonight as he sits in third place in the championship points, and man, his luck is not doing him justice here tonight. Only 1 point behind Travis Sinclair. Lots of racing to go though. Yellow flag. Here's a replay real quick before we go back under green. Paul down to the bottom side, switch right back to the high side. Yeah, just gets tapped a slight bit there in the quarter panel, and then chaos from there. Outside lane, not the best spot where you want to be on a restart as the lights go off on the pace truck. We'll be going green flag racing this time by. Brandon Freeberg has been getting unbelievable good restarts. Can Travis Sinclair, can he match it this time? He gets about a half a car length there in front of him. They're still side by side in turns 3 and 4, waiting for the green flag. Brandon Freeberg, diamond cuts off of turn 4, steps on the loud pedal, and here we go. Didn't get the best of jumps, so it taps the outside wall just a slight bit. Travis Sinclair is there. A 0.3 second gap is all. Freeberg did have a half a second gap last restart. This time, not that big as we worked 14 minutes and 30 seconds here in the Mac Daddy show. Kyler Bruce has found himself up to third place. Jason Corn drops a spot. Chris Cox still running a very good race. Don't want to jinx you, Chris Cox. Cox Gaming there on Facebook. He's running there in the 5th spot, knock on wood. Michael Kennedy, he's moved up 8 spots in the Mac Daddy show. After an early caution for the 98 machine, he has regrouped to that machine, and he is absolutely flying up there to the high side as he tries to work on the outside of Chris Cox now. Michael Blessing back here in the 7th place. Paul Hollerlander still trying to make a good night here at Limaland Motorsports Park. He's back to 8th. You have Jacob Cook and Colton Willett back in the 8th, 9th, 10th spot, and big time wreck back here. Everybody piles into everybody there on the high side of turn number 1, and the caution is going to wait for the 6th time on lap 45. I think that all started back in about the 8th place on back. Someone got loose, someone got tapped, someone spun it. And then, man, it took a good 5 seconds for all that to play out. We're on board with John Derby. John having a pretty good season. John Derby running in 8th place in the points with a total of 66. Jory Nix and John Derby. They're showing red. 95 machine. Right there in the middle part of the racetrack. The all black with the American flag on top. And oh, man. Man, we had 2 crashes all at once, and then everybody just piling in on top of everybody. Back under green flag conditions, though. 31 machine, Kyle Bruce, he gets tapped by Chris Cox on that restart. So 31 machine, not the best of restarts. He's not even going to put much of a battle up for second place. Missed opportunity there. Chris Cox still P4. Chris still working on bottom side part of the racetrack. Haven't seen him up to the outside wall much at all. Michael Blessing talked about him early into this race. And yeah, he wants no part of that outside wall either. He's making that 001 car work on that bottom side of the racetrack. But here comes Paul now. Paul trying to have himself a very good night. He's up to the 5th spot now. Moved up 3 spots in the Mac Daddy show after being involved into a wreck on roughly around lap 10. Diggs there on the back spoiler. Freeberg opening up the gap now. A 0.8 second lead over Travis Sinclair. Kyler Bruce still holding down P3. As the last lap times are up there on your screen as we look on the outside of the racetrack, get a good view all the way around this place. Last lap times, Freeberg a 0.4, Sinclair a 0.5, Kyler Bruce a 0.7, Jason Korn a 0.8. That's your top 4. This time by, what will it do? Laps update. Man, Brandon Freeberg, that machine is absolutely coming alive in the late part of this race. Race leader coming across the line. Second place coming across the line just right there. Everybody else, the top 5 kind of single filed out. The 6th place on back, Michael Blessing and Chris Cox are going to be side by side in the 29 machine, and James Clausen right there behind them. So inside the cockpit mode of James Clausen running here in 8th place, right behind Chris Cox and Michael Blessing. Trying to bob and weave, a little bit of contact. Track is completely gone, completely slicked up. Dirt late models are absolutely destroying this racetrack. Looks an absolute blast out there. Side by side still in front of them. James Clausen trying to get around him. Michael Kennedy is there to the outside part, and here comes Kennedy now. Inside the cockpit mode, Michael Kennedy working the outside part of the racetrack, trying to get around both of these drivers. Trying to find a little grip. He's almost there. Gets to the back bumper of Chris Cox. Chris Cox almost running that slider line. So side by side, multiple rows deep. Gap is still up there on your screen this time. Brandon Freeberg opening up. Opening up the gap now. A 1.2 second lead for Freeberg. Travis Sinclair needs to do something. Needs to search around. Needs to figure out something. Look at this racing back here. Michael Kennedy making the moves up to the front. Chris Cox some way, somehow holding back the number 98 machine of Michael Kennedy. 3 wide racing coming out of turn 4 in the 29 machine of James Clausen slowly making his way up. And Michael Blessing is slowly falling back now. Blessing has lost 4 spots in the A main. James Clausen has lost 6 spots here in the Mac Daddy show. Track map up there on your screen, and that is their running order this time by. The first place driver just now coming out of turn 2. The guy that is almost being a lap down or is under pressure of being a lap down of this driver right here of Devin Nelson, the number 6 machine. And there's our leader right there behind him, Brandon Freeberg. Last time they caught lap traffic, I believe Travis Sinclair got around traffic a little bit better and was able to cut that lead down by more than a second. Which is 12 laps ago. Brandon Freeberg will be catching lap traffic, and he has already caught him. How will this work out? Brandon Freeberg will have to slice and dice through this thing to try to hold hold Sinclair behind him. Brandon Freeberg leading the points championship. Travis Sinclair is in second place in the points championship. Coming out of turn 4 at 10 laps ago, 2 handfuls around Limaland Motorsports Park, and here we go. Brandon Freeberg has no room there in front of him with lap cars. The number 5 machine, it's Scooter Black, trying to stay out of the way, but is right inside the race leader's line. A 0.5 second lead now. Brandon Freeberg is absolutely flying up there. Was about a 1.3 second lead for Brandon Freeberg, and that thing is absolutely gone away. 3 wide racing with lap cars right in front of our race leader, Brandon Freeberg. Scooter Black is still running the high side part of the racetrack. And Travis Sinclair is closing the gap. Now Brandon Freeberg has to get a little aggressive. He went 4 wide, and he got through it. Travis Sinclair, he's going to have one shot at it if he wants a shot at the race lead. Still side by side right there in front of him. Travis Sinclair trying to work the outside part of the 29 machine. 29, that's going to be Jacob Cook. He's going to get out of the way, but Freeberg opened up the gap by almost double the size. A 1.1 second lead now with 5 laps to go. Kyler Bruce still holding down P3. Paul Hollerlander still trying to follow in hot pursuit next to the outside wall. The lap cars have now moved down to the bottom side part of the racetrack for the lead lap cars. So only 12 cars are on the lead lap with 4 laps to go. Colton Willett is the last car on the lead lap, and there's a red car, the 171 of Brandon Freeberg. Race leader all the way to the outside part of the racetrack. Colton Willett tries to stay way out of the way. Almost loses it as he taps the inside tires. Last lap times are up there on your screen, and Brandon Freeberg, as he comes across the line, that's going to update. A 0.7 and a 0.7. They basically matched each other's lap times last time by with 2 laps to go. And what a drive by Brandon Freeberg. 2 laps to go this time by as they coming across the finish line. Caught lap traffic. Travis Sinclair was absolutely blazing to the front. Freeberg had to get aggressive. He went 4 wide with some lap cars. He got around him. Travis Sinclair tried to match it, but just could not. White flag out last time by, or one more time around Limaland Motorsports Park for the 171 machine, and Brandon Freeberg is going to come home with a checkered flag. Travis Sinclair, P2. Kyler Bruce coming home with the podium spot. Paul is going to come home in P4. Jason Corrin rounding out the top 5. And what a race we had for the WarHorse DIRTcar Series. A long green flag run, about a 40-lap green flag run there. Lap traffic, we had the bottom side, you had the high side, you had lap cars going 3 wide in front of the race leaders. And what an unbelievable drive by Brandon Freeberg. We'll jump into their Discord page. We'll get an interview with the top 3 guys. Make sure my mic and everything's all set up. What a race that was. Absolutely a blast. Here's a final results. That's heat race number 1. We'll not do that. Here's a final results for the Mac Daddy Show for the WarHorse DIRTcar Series presented by Diggs by Dirt 1. Brandon Freeberg, points championship, just absolutely dominated here tonight, and he's actually going to extend his points lead over Travis Sinclair. Sinclair finishing in P2. Kyler Bruce P3. Paul Hollander, Jason Corrin, James Clausen, Chris Cox, Michael Kennedy, Michael Blessing, Joey Reeder rounding out the top 10. Jory Nix is going to fall back to 11th place. Colton Willett is going to be P12, and John Derby rounding out the 13th spot. But the driver that's going to finish in 3rd place is going to be Kyler Bruce. And Kyler, man, that looked like an absolute blast out there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Probably the most fun I've had in quite a while.
Long green flag runs, man. This track looked like it changed lanes not once, twice, but about 4 or 5 times. Seeing a lot of guys there on the high side, then they moved down to the bottom side, and then it looks like kind of there until towards the end. Definitely that high side is where you want it to be.
Yeah, I was trying to search for a little bit during that green flag run, and I felt like I was just losing, and St. Clair was pulling away, same with Freeberg, and I just couldn't keep up with them, so I decided to move up and just roll the top.
Lap cars came into play big time. They were 3 wide in front of our race leaders. Was a radio chatter going on to have those guys move down?
Actually, there wasn't too bad. I didn't hear much. They actually did a good job holding their line and leaving a lane up top for us, as that's where all the leaders were running. So props to them.
Kyler Bruce, you're 4th in the championship points. Right in front of you is going to be Paul. Man, what do you need to do for the rest of the season to try to get that top spot?
Man, I don't know. Paul was definitely quicker than me the last 5 to 10 laps. I was happy I could hold him off, but I don't know. Between Paul, Freeberg, and St. Clair, some of the best on the sim right now. So can't complain.
Well, podium spot for this 31 machine of Kyler Bruce. Man, you got any shout outs that you would like to give?
I'd like to shout out our team, Side by Motorsports. Do quite a bit of dirt racing and some asphalt here and there, but all of us help each other out quite a bit.
Very cool, man. We'll see you next Thursday night.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Kyler Bruce finishing there in that last podium spot. The driver that's going to come home in second place is going to be Travis Sinclair. And Travis, man, what a run you had up there to the front of the pack there. Race leaders caught lap traffic. You cut the gap down about half, and then that was about it, man. And then you caught lap traffic, and then yep, and then that was about it.
Yeah, that was a ball, man. I had a lot of fun there. It seemed like I'd catch Brandon there for a minute, and then I'd fall back. I don't know if I was just hitting it good for a couple laps, or maybe he was missing it for a couple laps. But I felt like I'd catch him a little bit, and then I'd fall back off. He was really good up there. I mean, I don't think I could have had anything for him. He was really good up there today.
I believe he was the first car there to the outside wall early into the race, and then I don't believe he went down to the bottom side hardly much at all.
Yeah. I started on the bottom, running the bottom a little bit there. I was up top, and I thought I'd go try the bottom. Brandon was down on the bottom, and I just kind of thought maybe that was the better line. So I ran down there for a little bit, and then when we went back to the top, it was like 2-3 tenths quicker up there. And I was like, oh man, I wish I'd have been up there, because he ran the bottom for several laps. I wish I'd have moved up quicker, and I could have maybe stole it from him there. But yeah, I felt a lot better on the top. I thought that was the place to be.
I believe he had 2 shots on a restart there on the outside of the front row, man. How difficult is it to restart on the outside road here?
It's not too bad. If you get a good jump, it's not too bad. What you got to watch is sometimes being in second, you get a better run into the corner than the leader does. So you got to watch, because you'll come up on them really quick. And if they get into the wall or something, you got a little bit more mile per hour. You just got to watch you don't get into them. But it's not too bad. Like I said, just get a good jump there and you'll be good.
Well, man, you're second place in points in the championship points lead right now. Brandon Freeberg right there in front of you. What do you need to do for the rest of the season to try to claim that top spot?
Man, really, I'm out here having fun. I'm having a ball. I hope all these guys running are having fun. That was the whole intentions of um, this league that we put on, was just to have a fun place to race. So if I do good in points, that's a bonus. I'm really having a good time with this, and like I said, I hope a lot of these guys are too, because it's that was the intentions for this.
Very cool, man. You got any shout outs that you like to give?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's the team over there, Rocket Esports. The setup shop, Diggs D1RT, Matt Logan, ton of help from him. Brandon, of course, he helps me a lot. And that's about it.
Very cool, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you next Thursday night here on Whiskill_TV, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Travis Sinclair, what a run he had up there to the front, man. Just kind of stalled out. But the guy that's going to be on the top spot is going to be Brandon Freeberg. And Freeberg, man, what an absolute race you had, dude. Started on the top spot. You finished on the top spot. But, man, there in the closing laps, there was some 3-wide action in front of you with some lap cars.
Yeah, for sure. It was a little hairy there, but just had faith that those guys are going to hold their line and just kind of, try to be patient and get by them one at a time. So it wasn't too bad. They all did a pretty good job.
You had about a 1.5 second lead at one point. You caught lap cars, and then that lead about got cut in half. Was you watching that at all?
I paid attention to it a little bit there, like the last 30 laps, and I was just trying to maintain that gap. And I knew when I caught the lappers, I mean, being a leader, the first one to them, you're always going to kind of back up a little bit. But I was just trying to stay smooth and be consistent. Honestly, I was expecting another caution to come out with, less than 10 to go or so. So luckily it didn't, and just kind of maintained that gap and picked up the win.
On these restarts, right when the green flag waved, you would always get a pretty good restart, diamond cutting off at turn 4, man. But then you would put that right rear tire next to the outside wall. It looks like you had no part of that inside line here tonight.
So I started off running the top, and then I saw Blessing, I think it was, he was running the bottom. So I don't know where it was, like probably lap 15, the next 20 laps or so I ran the tires on the very inside, and that was quick for a while, and then it kind of went away, and then I don't know when that was, probably lap 30 or so, and then I hopped to the top and stayed there the rest of the race. I really wish it would have been a little more racy. We did a practice session before, and the track was pretty racy, pretty even top and bottom, but 75 laps is a lot of laps, so pretty confident the track was going to get baked, so it's all right.
You came into Limaland Motorsports Park as the championship points leader with 93 total points. You're going to walk out here tonight, still the points leader. I'm pretty sure you've gained your points championship there. So what do you need to do for this next half part of the season to continue this streak?
Yeah, just keep being consistent. I think I've had one race outside the top 5, so just keep doing that, and we should be all right. Tonight was big, led every lap, so 3 bonus points for leading the most laps. That's always helpful. So I won't be there next week. At least I don't think so anyway. So I'll be racing out of town, but there's 3 drop weeks, so it shouldn't hurt me too bad. Eldora
next week, 100 lapper around Eldora, man. That'll be fun. But dude, congratulations here tonight. What a drive by Brandon Freeberg, the 171 machine. Dude, you got any shout outs that you like to give?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody at Rocket Esports, great team, great chemistry. Love working with all those guys. Diggs by D1RT, great setups off the shelf. If you haven't tried them out, go try them out. You won't regret it. Matt Logan, ML Performance. He's always a huge help to everybody over here, so can't thank him enough. Dyer's Top Rods, everything they used to do for me, and real racing adventures, so appreciate them. 309 Designs, Freeberg Racing Components, Berg Sim Racing. Thanks a lot. And thanks to you for putting on the stream. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Freeberg, and dude, well, good luck next week if you're not here. If you go real life racing, man, good luck. Keep us updated, and we'll catch you back here soon.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, bud. Brandon Freeberg, what a drive here tonight, man. Rockawani Esports. Now on that front hood, ML, look at this shot. Diggs by Dirt 1 right there on that front fender. What a race we had tonight. 75 laps. It was a distance. We made it 75 laps. Only a couple of cautions. A long green flag run. A 40-plus green flag run. And here's the final results one more time up there on your race screen. Man, we had an absolute barn burner here in the points system. This is going to be fun. 3 drop weeks, though. It's a little hard to keep up with here on my side. Top 10... Yeah, Joey Reeder, he was a last car that finished on the lead lap. Everybody else, 11th place on back. Went down a couple laps. Michael Wooden and Jamie Gilpin, not the best of races. They went down 32, 33 laps. Gilpin, a very good heat race here tonight. And, man, that thing fell apart on him quick there in the A-main. Congratulations to all these drivers that made the show and put on a very good race. That was fun. Thank you all for tuning in here to Wisco_TV. We'll be back with them next Thursday, Eldora, for 100 lapper for some dirt late models. Fixed setups. If you guys like to join this action, shoot them a message. Go find them out on Facebook at WarHorse DIRTcar Series. If you guys can't find them, shoot me a message, and I'll try to get you guys hooked up the best I can. What an absolute blast of a league. Eldora next week, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Here and only here on Whiskeyville_TV on Facebook and/or YouTube. I'll be back live Sunday with a double header, some more dirt late models for the National Dirt Racing Association. And then we go 410 sprint car action with the Nodak Outlaw Sim League, and what a blast of a league that is. So that's it. Congratulations, Freeberg, Sinclair, and Bruce for the top 3 spots. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy. New week. I say new week. It's already Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, though. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your race weekend. Enjoy iRacing.com. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And that's going to be it here on my side. We'll see you guys next Thursday with the WarHorse DIRTcar Series.